They know girls are with them for their money. If you come to Kenya, like the women respect you and everything. And then I'm like, when you say that as a passport bro, then I understand like you have zero intelligence at all. Like if she's there because of money, she might be with you when you're doing your vlog. And if I make a call to her, she'll still come to my place.
Dang. So, welcome back to my channel. Today I am here with a special guest, John. He is a Kenyan, born and raised, and we're going to pick his brain about some interesting topics. So before we get started, please like, share, and subscribe. Also, be sure to go to my TikTok to check out my TikTok comment. We're at 114,000 followers on TikTok. And also be sure to check out my Instagram, all right? So do you mind introducing yourself?
So my name is John Telewa. I'm from Nairobi, Kenya. I can say I'm a content creator, entrepreneur. I'm quite all-rounded everywhere.
So I'm about to get into some juicy dating questions.
Yeah.
Before we get started, are you single, kids?
No kids.
Okay.
I mean, the economy right now. Dating, dating definitely on and off.
Yeah.
I'm not taking it too seriously because right now I'm trying to focus on just building a nice foundation so that even if I'm dating someone, you know, like we can travel a bit.
Yeah, that makes sense. So what about interracial dating? Like, do you date interracially? Is it popular here?
Yeah.
Do women date interracially to get out of bad situations?
Definitely. You'll see those extreme situations, especially like in Nairobi, you'll see extreme situations. Like extremely broke girls who are trying to get a visa, maybe. But of course, there are people who generally just meet and it's because like they like each other or they're in a common area, maybe, depending on where you live. But, you know, you'll find like those cases where you see like somebody who's just, you know, you see people in the mall and you're like, yo, this person is just about to die anytime soon. And you're with them, they're dating. So that's definitely for financial gain. And then you have like maybe the local boys who are not from the best of economic backgrounds. And you have like these European girls who come and pick them, handpick them, and just, you know, like breed them, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, so it just happens from those two different. But for my case, I think I've been fortunate enough to be even in an industry where just as a creative, I interact with different people. So I've dated like probably almost people from, I don't know, brown, white,
You don't
all that.
discriminate.
I don't discriminate and I can blend in everywhere. So there's nothing you can throw at my face that will excite me. You can't excite me because you're white.
Yeah.
You'll excite me because you have a good character, you have a nice sense of humor. No, so I mean, we have all those things. So interracial dating, I'm okay with it. I've dated white girls, black girls. Like I can't really say. At times you get a crazy combination of how at times you say like all women are crazy. You kind of see like all different tendencies. Ones that you'd say you can't see from a white woman, you'll still see them. So it's almost like just tap into personality so that you don't go for the wrong thing or reasons to someone.
In terms of like pro-Blackness and Black unity, how much do you value Black families staying together? Or do you feel like it is important for the Black community to move forward to stick to dating each other?
I would want that. In a perfect world, I would want that. But you can only imagine if I meet someone who I like and they just come from a background. Because I think the only problem like we have now maybe in Nairobi, if you're in the city, I think there's some people who don't realize that they're broke or they're poor or from a poor background. Like your parents did a really good job that you're not even aware that your family is actually poor.
Really? So what does that mean? Like you have access to certain privileges or something?
No, I mean like, because your parents are still like, even as an adult, can always come through for you when you don't pay bills or anything. Or maybe let's say you're a pretty girl, right? Kenyan. But even if you come from a poor background, like you have people who can take you to vacations, hotels and everything. So kind of in your head, you forget that you're not coming.
You have money.
It's the guy that you're with that has money. So if that person comes off that relationship and tries to date anybody else who does not meet those standards of sending them rent money, pocket money, taking them from expensive vacays and stuff. Because Kenya can get crazy expensive if you're doing the most.
Yes.
Even think about like our club experiences. Bottles, you can spend like $100 on bottles and stuff, which is crazy because that's the same price we're paying in like Europe.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why would I pay that amount in Kenya? That's crazy.
Balling
exactly.
out. That's a flex.
But it's kind of tricky because if you meet somebody from a strained economical background, it's going to be really hard for them because what their way of thinking and even how they've been programmed. Let's say, unfortunately, like somebody has been raised by a single mom, which most of the cases, an average single mom in Nairobi will be struggling because our systems are not in favor. Like, you know, if you go to Europe or America, you have government assistance. We don't have that in Kenya. So that automatically means if you're a single mom and you're not earning above average salary, you will be struggling. Any money you make won't be enough. So what does that in return affect? How does that affect like your kid? If it's a daughter, she'll have seen you suffer. Crying in those nights where you can't provide the meals, you can't provide everything that they need. So when she's jumping in a relationship, you're about to pay for the father's sins.
The father's mistakes.
Yeah, you're going to pay for everything. And it's just something that will be in them. And which unfortunately, like right now, there's a big population of people who are coming from such backgrounds. So it's very unfortunate, but that's how it's affected. And even the crazy enough thing is, if you go right now on Google and search top 10 sex tourism destinations in the world, Kenya is on the list.
So speaking of that, I would like to know, how do you feel about passport bros?
Oh, I mean, it doesn't affect me in any way because I understand where there's somebody posted something on. There's been like a lot going on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
But I understand why, and that's I'm never that person who's fast to attack. I understand where they're coming from. And you can see it. I can just see like I think there's a guy or two that I've seen on TikTok. One arrived probably like last year or something. And, moving around with different like, kind of girls. They're vlogging and everything. And he's talking about like, hey guys, if you come to Kenya, like the women respect you and everything. And then I'm like, when you see that as a passport bro, then I understand like you have zero intelligence at all. Because you're in a top 10 sex tourism destinations. So that means it's financial incentive that keeps them there. And even for the most part, when they're doing like their vlogs and stuff, we see the girls and I'm like, we know that girl. We know her from 5 years ago. You're not the first one. You're not the first one. So as much as somebody would be praising, and then also understand if like, unfortunately, like if she's there because of money, she might be with you when you're doing your vlog. And if I make a call to her, she'll still come to my place.
Dang.
So you can only imagine if you're there doing your vlog and everything and saying like, oh, this is my girl, Kenyan girls. No, but she's just there convenience. She definitely needs to be compensated for her time. That's for her. So it's just like, that's just the thing. It's top 10 sex tourism destination. Check it out. Kenya is in top 10. So I'm not saying it. It's just facts.
Because there was actually another YouTuber that I was collaborating with. And during the day, like we were spending, he was like, oh, what do you think about passport bros? What do you think about passport bros? And I was, I told him like, how I felt. I don't have very strong opinions about it, but it is what it is. Like you said, it doesn't affect me. The whole point of it is to like leave me out of it, right? So... But then he was just like, I saw some YouTube videos. They made me so uncomfortable. My wife was just so mad at the things that they were saying.
Well, and what was uncomfortable about it?
He was just saying like how they were objectifying the women, talking about the women's bodies and like, and some of them, they do record women's butts and stuff. I guess like that type of thing, the objectification. And I was just like, well, if you have a problem with it, why don't you just tell the passport bros? And then he was like, well, I wouldn't want to do that because they come here and they buy real estate and they help the economy and they have economic benefit.
Okay, I mean, tourism is definitely among the top list of some of the things that just generate revenue in the country. So that, and realistically, you know, we have like the wildlife, but also our women draw a lot of tourism. That's just a fact. So if you go to some places like probably, I'm sure, like where is it? Like Dominican Republic right now, passport bros,
Colombia,
Colombia. Yeah. I mean, those are just some of the things that you can't really, even if the government wanted, it's getting money, crazy money from tourism destinations, like even just vacay stays here and there. Like you said, investment properties and stuff. It's not something we can slow down, but we also have to understand the only reason they can talk like that as the passport bros, it's because they know girls are with them for their money. And even like, I think that guys who are doing it on TikTok, they're specifically saying it, you can't live without us or something. But it's genuinely, there's some girls who can't pay rent if it's not for tourists. So I mean, it's just one of those things, like there's nothing you can do about it. It's just like, it is what it is.
So on the flip side, how do you feel about the Nigerians that come here? And
Nigerians are always sensitive